Welcome to Miss Scarlett. Subscribe and don't miss out on Patreon. Have fun! The community center buzzed with energy as the auction kicked off. Laughter and the murmur of eager voices filled the air, mingling with the soft notes of jazz playing in the background. The center had been transformed for the evening, with delicate fairy lights draped across the walls and a vibrant, colorful banner proclaiming "Community Cares, Transgender Youth Fundraiser," stretched across the front of the stage. Aiden, usually the life of the party, had been curiously absent all evening, leaving many of his friends wondering where he could be. Little did they know, a dramatic transformation was taking place behind the scenes. In a small, secluded room, a team of professional makeup artists surrounded a figure seated in a tall, ornate chair. Their subject, a tall, broad-shouldered man with a playful glint in his eye, was undergoing a metamorphosis. Layer by layer, the artists crafted a new face, highlighting and contouring with precise, skilled strokes. Aiden, his face now a canvas, watched the process with fascination, a bottle of beer clutched casually in one hand. I think I might actually enjoy this," he joked, his voice deep and cheerful. "Might have to make Jenna here a regular thing." The lead artist, a talented trans woman named Kara, smiled at him through the mirror. "Just wait until you see the final look. We're almost done." As they applied the finishing touches, Aiden's features softened, his strong jawline and angular brows tamed by their skillful hands. His playful smile remained, however, a testament to his unwavering spirit. "All right, Mr. Aiden," Kara said finally, standing back to admire their work. "Time for the big reveal." The room's lights were adjusted to be brighter, and with a flourish, she whipped away the cape that had protected his borrowed outfit. Aiden rose from the chair, his movements graceful despite the restrictive skirt and heels. He turned this way and that, his smile now one of genuine delight as he took in his new appearance. "Wow," he whispered, awestruck by the power of makeup and costume. "Jenna is officially ready to make an entrance," Kara proclaimed, clapping her hands proudly. "Then let's do this," Aiden declared, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. And so, with a swirl of his drink and a final check of his appearance, Aiden, now Jenna, strode confidently toward the bustling crowd, ready to make an impact and raise some serious funds. The buzz of conversation in the main hall paused briefly as heads turned to take in the surprising sight. A stunning woman with fiery red hair, styled in loose waves that tumbled over one shoulder, had appeared as if by magic. She wore a sleek, form-fitting outfit, a royal blue dress with a sweetheart neckline that accentuated her collarbones and a flared skirt that showed off her legs. Silver hoop earrings and a delicate silver necklace completed the look. Jenna drank in the attention, striking a playful pose and tossing her hair dramatically. "Well, don't y'all just stare. Haven't you ever seen a lady before?" she teased, her voice honey smooth and carrying a playful southern drawl that added to the allure. The room erupted in whistles and applause, with a few hoots and hollers thrown in for good measure. "Aiden, you outdid yourself!" someone shouted, and the crowd laughed, recognizing the familiar figure beneath the transformation. "That's quite the costume!" another voice called out. "You really commit to these dares, don't you?" Jenna winked dramatically, sauntering forward with the sway of her hips. "Darling, this isn't a costume. It's a lifestyle." The guests roared with laughter and applause, clearly enjoying the spectacle. "Look at you, working the crowd already!" Kara appeared at her side, a proud smile on her face. "I told you, the camera loves you!" Jenna leaned in conspiratorially. "The camera can keep the loves, hun. It's the crowd I'm after. Now, What say we get this show on the road and make some money for a good cause? The MC for the evening, a respected community leader named Miss Taylor, took the stage, her presence commanding instant attention. Welcome, everyone, to this wonderful evening. I'm so glad to see such a fantastic turnout for this important cause. The room echoed with enthusiastic applause. Miss Taylor continued, her rich, authoritative voice carrying across the room. We are here to raise funds for our local transgender youth, to ensure they have access to the support and resources they need as they navigate their journeys. And we have a very special guest this evening who has dared to step up and support our transgender community in a unique way. She gestured dramatically toward Jenna, who was now standing off to one side of the stage, a picture of poise and grace. Please give a warm welcome to Aiden Jenkins, who has dared to spend the evening as the fabulous Jenna to raise awareness and funds for our cause. The room erupted in applause and cheers once more, and Jenna blew kisses to the crowd, milking the attention for all it was worth. Now, Aiden, or should I say Jenna, Miss Taylor continued, will be joining us throughout the evening, and I encourage you all to speak with her, get to know her, and, of course, place your bids in our silent auction, with all proceeds going to the fund. As Miss Taylor continued to introduce the evening's events, Jenna made her way gracefully through the crowd, drawing curious onlookers and admirers like a magnet. She stopped to chat, always with a witty remark or a playful quip, and soon a little entourage had formed around her, hanging on her every word. Jenna, this dress is stunning! Where did you get it? A woman asked, clearly envious of the gorgeous outfit. Darling, it's all about who you know, Jenna replied, flashing a brilliant smile. A good friend lent it to me. It's all about embracing the transformation, right? The woman nodded, clearly captivated by Jenna's charm. Another guest, a man holding a glass of champagne, chimed in. You know, it's remarkable. Aside from your stunning looks, you really embody the spirit of this event. Do you have any personal connections to the trans community? Jenna's face softened, and for a moment, the playful mask slipped, revealing a hint of genuine emotion. Everyone has their reasons for getting involved, and mine are personal, yes. I'm doing this for someone very dear to me, someone who struggled to find acceptance and support. This cause is close to my heart, and I'm happy to do my part to help others on their journey. The man looked at her with newfound respect, and a warm murmur of agreement rippled through the little group that had formed around her. As the evening progressed, the silent auction tables began to fill with bids, and the donation box overflowed with cash and checks. Jenna's presence had clearly made an impact, and the community center's organizers were thrilled. Kara, ever the proud artist, sought Jenna out during a brief lull in the action. You are killing it out there! I've never seen an auction like this before. You're like a real-life Disney princess, but with a side of spice? Jenna laughed, the sound rich and full. Oh, honey, if only they knew it was all an act. But hey, if it's getting people to open their wallets, I'll take it. You're a natural, that's for sure, Kara said, a hint of admiration in her voice. Jenna's smile faltered for a moment as she considered the impact of her words. You really think so? I mean, it's one thing to play a part, but... She trailed off, a flicker of uncertainty passing across her face, the first crack in her confident facade. Kara reached out, placing a gentle hand on her arm. Absolutely. I'd never say it if I didn't mean it. You embody it, Jenna. You're more than just a pretty face. You've got heart. Jenna's eyes softened at the compliment, and she gave Kara's hand a brief squeeze. Thanks, Kara. That means a lot, coming from you. As the night wore on, Jenna took a brief break, escaping to a quiet corner to rest her feet and take a breather from the constant attention. She kicked off her heels with a sigh of relief and rubbed her sore feet, smiling to herself as she reflected on the evening so far. Hey, there you are! Jenna's head snapped up at the familiar voice. Her smile widened as she took in the sight of Jake, one of her closest friends, approaching with 2 glasses of champagne. Jake, you old dog! She greeted him warmly. What's the occasion? He handed her a glass, his eyes sparkling with amusement. I wanted to congratulate you, Jenna. You've outdone yourself tonight. The whole town's buzzing about your transformation. Aiden who? Jenna laughed, raising her glass in a mock toast. Here's to keeping them guessing, eh? It's been a hell of a night, that's for sure. You're telling me, Jake agreed, settling into the seat beside her. The bids are pouring in, and people can't stop talking about you. It's quite the sensation. Jenna took a sip of her drink, savoring the bubbles on her tongue. It's a rush, isn't it? I never expected this kind of reaction. Are you kidding? You're a natural! Jake insisted, echoing Kara's earlier sentiment. You've always been a people person, Aiden, but Jenna, she's something else. For a moment, Jenna looked thoughtful, a faraway look in her eyes as she toyed with the stem of her glass. You know, it's strange. I feel free, in a way I didn't expect. Like I can be whoever I want, and people will accept it. Jake's expression softened, and he reached out to clasp her shoulder gently. That's the beauty of it, Jenna. You get to show the world a different side, and they embrace it. It's a gift, my friend. Jenna's eyes glistened with a mixture of exhaustion and emotion. Thanks, Jake. It means the world to have your support. This whole experience has been eye-opening. Before they could continue their heart-to-heart, the MC's voice cut through the hum of the crowd, signaling the beginning of the live auction. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Taylor announced, we move on to the main event. Our silent auction has been a huge success, but we have a few special items up for grabs in our live auction, and I guarantee you won't want to miss out. The energy in the room shifted as guests made their way back to their seats, champagne glasses and bid paddles in hand, eager for the main event. Jenna straightened, slipping her heels back on and smoothing her dress. She exchanged a knowing glance with Jake, a silent thank you for his support, before making her way back into the fray, ready to work her magic once more. The live auction was a raucous affair, with guests clamoring to outbid each other for exclusive experiences and one-of-a-kind items. Jenna, ever the showstopper, joined Miss Taylor on stage for the grand finale, a special date night package that included a gourmet dinner, a private concert by a local musician, and a luxury hotel stay. And now, my friends, we offer you the chance to sweep that special someone off their feet, Miss Taylor proclaimed, her voice warm and inviting. Who will be the lucky winner of this romantic getaway? Jenna, standing tall and confident beside the auctioneer, added her own brand of spice to the proceedings. Come on, gentlemen, she called out playfully. Show the ladies in your life just how much you care. A night like this doesn't come around every day. The bidders responded with enthusiasm, raising their paddles high as the bids climbed higher and higher. The atmosphere was electric, with guests whooping and cheering each time the price jumped. We have $500, $600, $700. Who will give me $800? Miss Taylor called out, her voice rising with the excitement in the room. Come on, folks, Jenna chimed in, her voice silky and persuasive. You know you want it. Imagine the look on her face when you present her with this incredible evening. $800! Going once, going twice! Miss Taylor paused dramatically, scanning the room. Suddenly, a hand shot up at the back of the room. It was Jake, his face determined as he signaled his bid. $900! We have $900! Thank you, sir. Will anyone give me $1,000? Miss Taylor's voice rose in pitch matching the escalating bids. Jenna added her own dramatic flair, her eyes sparkling with mischief. "Who will be the hero tonight, Don't let this chance slip away." Another bid came in, this time from a woman in the front row, her face alight with determination. $1,000. "Thank you, ma'am." "Any further bids?" The room held its breath, anticipation hanging heavy in the air. Miss Taylor's gavel came down with a satisfying thwack. "Going once, going twice, sold for $1,000 to our generous bidder in the front row." The room erupted in applause, and Jenna blew a kiss to the winner, her eyes sparkling with satisfaction. Miss Taylor turned to Jenna, her face beaming with gratitude. "You, my dear, are a force to be reckoned with. Thank you for your incredible support this evening." Jenna curtsied dramatically, her skirts swirling around her. "It has been my absolute pleasure, but the real winners tonight are the transgender youth who will benefit from your generosity." The auction concluded with a standing ovation, the community center buzzing with the success of the event. Guests mingled, sharing their excitement and complimenting Jenna on her stunning performance. "You, my dear, are a revelation!" An elderly woman gushed, reaching up to squeeze Jenna's hand. "Such charm, such presence. You were born to do this." Jenna's cheeks flushed with pleasure at the effusive praise. "Why, thank you, ma'am. It's been an honor to be a part of this wonderful event." A group of younger guests surrounded her, their eyes shining with admiration. "Jenna, you're like a total legend," one of them gushed. "I mean, we knew Aiden was cool, but this is next level awesome." Jenna's laughter rang out, infectious and bright. "You guys, cut me some slack. It was just a bit of fun." Their enthusiasm was infectious, and Jenna's heart swelled with a mix of pride and genuine emotion. She had dared to step outside her comfort zone, and in return, she had gained so much more than she'd expected. As the event began to wind down, guests trickling out with satisfied smiles, Jenna sought out Jake and Kara, the two people who had provided her with unwavering support throughout the evening. "You too?" she breathed, her voice heavy with emotion as she reached out to clasp their hands. "I don't know how I can ever thank you enough. You kept me going tonight." Jake's rough hand clasped hers warmly. "You did it, Jenna. We just supported you along the way. This community needed this, and you delivered." Kara's eyes shone with unshed tears. "It was an honor, truly. Your spirit, Jenna, it's something else. You inspired so many people tonight." Jenna's throat tightened, and she swallowed hard, struggling to maintain her composure. "This meant the world to me, and to the kids who will benefit from tonight's success. I can't thank you both enough." The trio shared a heartfelt embrace, their bond strengthened by the shared experience of the evening. And so, with weary feet but a heart full of warmth, Jenna bid the community center farewell, knowing that her impact would long outlast the event. The transformation from Aiden to Jenna had been more than just a costume change. It had been a journey of discovery and a chance to make a meaningful difference. Little did she know, the story of Jenna had only just begun. The days that followed the auction were a blur of emotions for Aiden. The success of the event and the accolades that came pouring in left her with a sense of satisfaction that was new and intriguing. She had always been a people pleaser, but this felt different. It was as if she had tapped into a hidden power, a strength she never knew she possessed. As Aiden went about her daily routine, she found herself gravitating toward the feminine with increasing frequency. It started with small things, a swipe of lip gloss, a whispered, "You go, girl," to herself in the mirror, a delicate spritz of Kara's perfume on her wrists. Each subtle act brought a rush of excitement, a thrill that echoed through her veins. Kara noticed these little changes, a silent observer as her friend tiptoed further into the world of Jenna. One afternoon, as they sat sharing a bottle of wine on Kara's back porch, she decided to broach the subject. "So, Aiden, I've been meaning to ask, how are you feeling post-auction?" Aiden's eyes lit up at the question, and she swirled the wine in her glass thoughtfully. "You know, it's funny. I thought it would be a one-night thing, a fun transformation, and that would be that, but..." She trailed off, searching for the right words. "But," Kara prompted, sensing there was more. "But I can't seem to shake it," Aiden admitted, her gaze fixed on the sunset-hued liquid in her glass. "It's like I've unlocked a part of myself that I never knew existed. I feel alive in a whole new way." Kara's expression softened, and she reached out to place her hand over Aiden's. "That's beautiful, Aiden, and it's okay to embrace it. You don't have to put Jenna back in the box just yet." Aiden's smile was filled with a mixture of relief and nervous anticipation. "I've been experimenting, a little here and there. A touch of lipstick, some heels when I'm home alone. It feels good, empowering almost." "Why shouldn't it?" Kara asked gently. "You discovered a part of yourself that brings you joy. There's nothing wrong with exploring that, Aiden." "But what if it's just a phase?" Aiden's voice held a hint of uncertainty, the crack in her confident facade widening just a fraction. "What if I'm just playing dress-up, and it's all pretend?" "Then so be it," Kara said firmly, squeezing her friend's hand. "But at least you'll know, right? Exploration is how we find ourselves. If this brings you happiness, embrace it." Aiden's eyes widened at Kara's words, and she took a deep breath, as if steeling herself for a plunge into unknown waters. "You're right. I guess I'm just scared of the unknown. What if people judge me? What if they think it's just a gimmick?" Kara's gaze was steady, full of the warmth and support that had always characterized their friendship. "I won't lie, Aiden. Some people might not understand, but the ones who matter, your true friends, they'll stand by you. And more importantly, you'll be true to yourself." A silence fell between them, laden with the weight of Ayedien's decision. The sunset cast a warm glow over their faces, and a gentle breeze stirred, bringing with it the scent of late summer blooms. "You know," Aiden began, her voice laced with a newfound resolve, "I think I want to take it a step further. Maybe a more permanent change is in order." Kara's eyebrows shot up in surprise, but she said nothing, sensing that her friend needed to voice his thoughts. "I mean, why not?" Aiden continued, her words gaining momentum. "I could grow my hair out, maybe get some laser hair removal. These little steps, they're like dipping my toes in the water, but I want to dive in." Kara's gaze softened, and she nodded, recognizing the courage it took for Aiden to speak these words aloud. "Those are big steps, Aiden, but if that's what your heart is telling you, then go for it. Life's too damn short to ignore what makes us truly happy." With those words of encouragement, the decision was made. Aiden's course was set, and there would be no turning back. The transformation from Aiden to Jenna had begun, and it would be a journey of self-discovery like no other. In the weeks that followed, Aiden embarked on a secret double life. On the outside, he was still the familiar face around town. Aiden, the reliable contractor, the guy's guy, always ready with a friendly wave and a joke. But in the privacy of his home, a metamorphosis was taking place. He began with subtle changes, trading his rugged jeans for dark-wash skinnies, swapping out hoodies for feminine V-necks that hinted at the curves he longed for. He spent hours online, researching and learning, teaching himself the art of contouring and highlighting, mastering the sleek cat eye that had once seemed so elusive. Each new skill acquired and each wardrobe addition was a step toward the embodiment of Jenna. Aiden's heart raced each time he applied a swatch of blush. Each stroke of the brush, a rebellion against the conventions he had once adhered to. As the physical changes progressed, so too did Aiden's attitude and demeanor. He found himself sitting straighter, his once slouchy posture transforming into a confident strut. He practiced his walk, hips swaying subtly, moving with a grace that belied his former masculine self. The physical changes were thrilling, but the internal shift was profound. Aiden felt alive, truly alive, for the first time. It was as if a fog had lifted, revealing a colorful world he had never known existed. He understood now what Kara had meant about happiness. He had found his, and it was a force that propelled him forward. Of course, there were challenges and setbacks. The process of laser hair removal was tedious and painful, but Aiden gritted his teeth and endured it, knowing that smooth, hairless skin was a hallmark of the feminine ideal he sought. He spent hours scouring fashion blogs and vlogs, learning the intricacies of dressing for his new shape, how to accentuate his best features, and play down those he was less fond of. As the weeks turned into months, Aiden's double life became increasingly difficult to maintain. The more he embraced Jenna, the more Aiden seemed like a distant memory, a former self he was eager to leave behind. One crisp autumn morning, Aiden stood in front of the mirror, studying his reflection. His once short-cropped hair now fell in soft waves past his shoulders, and his skin, once stubbly, was smooth and hairless. He had mastered the art of makeup, accentuating his best features and creating the illusion of fullness where nature had not provided. A whisper escaped his lips. Jenna. The name hung in the air, a testament to the transformation. Aiden was gone. In his place stood a vision in a form-fitting sheath dress, her eyes sparkling with a mixture of excitement and nervous anticipation. A knock on the door startled her, and she quickly wiped away the hint of moisture that had gathered in the corner of one eye. Come in. The door swung open to reveal Kara, her eyes widening at the sight before her. Oh my God, Aiden! Jenna! She stepped into the room, awe written across her face. Look at you! You're stunning. Jenna's heart swelled at the compliment, and she gave a self-conscious little twirl, the sundress flaring around her legs. You really think so? I know so, Kara replied firmly, her voice laced with conviction. You've always been beautiful, Aiden, but this is you embracing your true self. It shines through, brighter than any makeup or dress. Jenna's breath hitched, and she reached out to grasp Kara's hand, squeezing it tightly. Thank you, Kara. Those words, they mean more than you know. Come on, Kara said, her eyes sparkling with mischief. Let's get you out into the world. It's time for your debut. Jenna's heart leaped into her throat at the thought, but she squared her shoulders and took a deep breath, steeling herself for what lay ahead. Okay, let's do this.
Thanks for watching, my girlies. Be sure to check out Patreon for more.